We'd like to welcome you to Music Talk Now. I'm Jennifer Mahan.
And I'm Gary Garner, and we'd like to welcome you to another edition of Music Talk Now.
United Way is about impacting lives and producing life-changing results. 1 in every 3 people is impacted by the United Way. Thank you for your investing in our community by giving to the United Way of Odessa.
Well, one thing is for sure, the heart of the music industry will always remain the same, but how we interact and consume music is ever evolving. So if music technology is your forte, then don't miss the Music Tech and Future Summit as it returns to the place where it all started, in Music City. Now, for 2 days, the event will gather the leading pioneers and innovators that are changing this great industry. This will all take place in Nashville, February 12th and 13th, and you can register for this event and others at ascap.com. Still a lot of speculation revolving around companies such as Spotify. Now, according to the Associated Press, from boardrooms in Japan to songwriters' rooms in Nashville, a debate is brewing in music industry circles about the financial and creative value of streaming music, even as its popularity and impact are skyrocketing. Now, streaming music is predicted by many analysts to become the primary digital means for fans to consume music. And it has such influence that Beaird will start tallying streaming numbers into its formula for its Billboard 200 chart. But even as consumers wrap their arms around the technology, well, many in the music industry question whether streaming music revenues will match up. At a recent investor meeting in Tokyo, Sony Music Financial Officer Kevin Keller said, a lot of conversation had been happening about streaming music in light of pop star Taylor Swift's recent decision to pull her catalog off of Spotify. Now, the key question is, are the free ad-supported services taking away from how quickly and what to extent we can grow these paid services, Keller said, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. Now, a Spotify representative declined to comment to the Associated Press, but company CEO and co-founder Dec8 has addressed some critics on its website. He notes that the company has paid out $2 billion since it started in 2008. Now, Swift's actions touched a nerve in Nashville. Yes, they did. A microcosm of the vast shifts in the musical economy. Now, country artists such as Jason Aldean, Brantley Gilbert, and Justin Moore followed in her lead to remove or limit their music that's available for free to Spotify's 50 million users. Now, Spotify is in a tough spot for what Taylor's precedent means and how other superstars will interact with the service. And of course, there is no doubt that they are under a lot of pressure to keep all of the parties involved happy. In other news, entries are now being accepted for the 20th annual USA Songwriting Competition. Win a top prize of $50,000 worth of cash and prizes. And hey, have your winning songs played on the radio. Now, for the first 1,000 entries, each one will receive a free acoustic guitar magazine subscription. So get your early bird in. You know, pop music star Meghan Trainor is one of several alumni winners from this very competition. So don't miss what might just be your door to your lucky break. We'll be right back.
And said, emergency, tennis courts, go, go, go. And it just happened. I looked down at my hands and realized I'm doing CPR. This is Jim Hammer, actually a guy that, well,
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this guy.
I had to just give him a big hug. One of the coolest parts of my life, being able to talk to a guy after I gave him CPR.
Welcome back to Music Talk Now. We're going to talk some today about Texas news and what's going on here throughout our state. In Frisco, Texas, for the people that are over there, actually it started December 1st, but it will run through January 3rd, 2015. They'll be celebrating 10 years of choreographed light and music. That's supposed to be fantastic. For those of you over in that area, Be sure and go by and visit with them and enjoy that. In San Marcos at the Saints Ranch, starting on December the 7th and running through January the 3rd, they'll have a 1-mile drive-through Christmas lights display. Should be just fantastic and beautiful. For those of you down in Austin, Texas, starting December the 6th, they'll have a holiday sing-along, and they'll be lighting the tree in Austin. But from December the 7th through December the 21st, they'll be celebrating their 50th year of the 1-mile drive-through at Silker Park, the Trail of Lights. So for those of you in Austin, be sure and enjoy that. Tomball, Texas, on December the 14th, they'll be celebrating a German Christmas with 5 music stages and street performances. And for those of you who really want to go to Lukenbach, Texas, on December the 20th, Gary P. Nunn, pioneer of Texas country music, will be part of the mule that pulls the country music wagon. And while you're there, you might want to slip up to Fredericksburg and see what's going on in that beautiful town. Now for some local news and local church activity here in Odessa. At the First Baptist Church, located at 709 North Lee, they'll be having a night of worship with Carrie Job. This will be on January 25th, 2015 at 7 p.m. For information concerning this concert, you can call 432-337-1524. At Central Baptist Church, located at 1401 North Texas, here in Odessa, they'll be having a Christmas choir concert. This will be on Wednesday, on December the 17th at 7 p.m. For information concerning the concert, you can call 432-334-6417. The Agape Dream Center, located at 1618 East Murphy here in Odessa, they've scheduled an Adopt a Block cleanup. This will be held on December the 13th, and it'll be from 10:30 to 12:30. And if you would like to get involved in helping them, for information, you can call 432-337-1745. Now, the Jesus House, 6th and Dixie here in Odessa, is hoping to construct houses for the homeless. They're trying to provide shelter for those in need. For information, you can contact Donnie Kiker, and he's the pastor, and he can be reached at 432-334-7195. For those of you in Lenora or here locally, and you want to go to the Lenora Circle 6 Ranch Baptist Camp and Conference Center. This is located at 2784 State Highway 137. This is just north of Stanton. They've scheduled a winter retreat for young people from the 6th grade through the 12th grade, and it'll be on January 16th to January 18th, 2015. For information concerning this, you can call 432-458-3467. Now we'll take a break. Be sure and stay with us. Thank you.
Looking for some fun? Go Diamonds. Diamond Lanes at 2208 East 8th Street. Family fun abounds, and ask about our league play. You've never bowled? Well, come on out and we'll show you how much fun you can have. Diamond Lanes, 2208 East 8th, or call us at 580-4386. That's Diamond Lanes.
Welcome back. You're watching Music Talk Now, and it's time to talk about some music.
And some of the law that applies to music.
Right. You know, the U.S. Copyright Office has made their final ruling concerning cable and digital carriers of music. And so what they've decided is they will allow copyright owners to come in and audit all of the books to make sure that the monies are going where they're supposed to go. So I think that's good.
Well, why is this so important?
Well, it's important because as we've been talking about the music industry ever evolving, you know, you hear about people all the time, well, I'll burn you a copy of that CD or whatever. Well, that's not legal. And so the songwriter and the artist and the publishing company and everybody else has just kind of gotten gypped.
Oh, okay. So, and actually, what it's going to be doing is protecting the people that write the song,
Yeah.
produce the song, this type of
The
thing.
ones that have copyrights, yes.
Okay.
And of course, you know that that's royalties is what you're talking about.
Right.
And so, you know, that's what they do. They have to make a living. And so when people are engaging in illegal activities, reproducing music illegally, not getting the proper licensing and such, well, I mean, it affects things.
Yes.
And then you've got these big controversies like what's going on now with the streaming companies like Spotify.
Okay. Because sort of like if somebody writes a song,
Mhm.
they definitely need to get it copyrighted. If it's-
Absolutely.
And if somebody's written the music to go along with the song, they're a part of that also. Is that not right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And of course, you can go on to uscopyright.gov and it can totally walk you through how to copyright your song, how to break up all of the percentages if you have co-writers or you know people that
and,
were
and
involved
what's
in it.
that? Run that by me one more
It's
time.
the U.S. Copyright Office.
uscopyright.gov.
.gov. And you can find all of that information there. But it's very important to copyright your music.
It's
Because
self-protection.
well, it is. And you need to do it immediately. If you finished a song, immediately.
Well, now I've heard that some people said, have made the comment that all you got to do is you write it up and then send yourself a letter.
Yeah, that's called a poor boy's copyright.
Yeah.
And those have never held up in a court
It
of
won't
law.
hold up. So,
Mm-mm.
so you need to really go the legal route.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
absolutely. I personally, I do both. As soon as I finish a song, I stick that sucker and I do my little poor boy until I can get in there and get my
Then you
get
go
my
the
real
other
deal.
route. Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah,
Now they've
just-
never held up, but still, I take every avenue possible that I can to
Okay,
protect
that's-
my music.
Just
So,
both directions. All right. I
so
can
what do
understand.
you think about music streaming?
Well, being a person that if I hear a song that I really like,
Mhm.
or an artist that I really enjoy listening to, I go to the store and buy the CD.
Right.
Okay, I don't. Be honest about it. I really do not know how to download this music on the cell phone or on the. Somebody's telling me about looking one up on YouTube.
Mhm.
I found YouTube once. I just didn't know what to do with it after I found it. Okay, and I'll be the.
Well, and you know, there's a lot. You're not alone. There are a lot of your generation that don't.
You're trying to tell me I'm old.
No, I'm not trying to say you're old. You said you were old, but
I
we'll
am.
go with it.
I am. Okay.
No, Gary, you're great. No, but seriously, I mean, my parents and my grandparents, they are not really tech savvy, and that's fine. And thank God we still have stores that sell CDs.
Yes. Because that's the way I acquire my music.
Right.
Okay, and I've got drawers full of it.
But here, future speaking, if you're really looking ahead into the industry, what they say is if it spins, it's dead. And so things are changing, as we said in the news earlier. It's ever evolving, and so everything is really going to being able to get your music,
And
just download it,
that's-
from these sites.
and in a lot of ways, that's kind of because I can think back and I can remember, before they had TV or where it was available. People, because I was born before World War II started. All right. But I can remember the '78 records,
Mhm.
and then the 33 and a thirds, and the 45s, and then we went to the
8-track.
8 tracks, okay, and that was fun. Then the cassettes,
Yeah.
and that was neat. And then they went to the CDs,
Mhm.
and of course I still have the CDs, and just about every vehicle I've had in the last number of years have got a CD player in it.
Right.
And I enjoy listening to it. And then I heard here's another deal there where apparently this has got something to do with the ruling. If you have Sirius radio in your vehicle or at home, they're increasing it. If I'm not mistaken, 1.5% due to this ruling that they're going to have to pay for the people that that they play the music,
Mm-hmm.
they've got to pay them, and so
Well,
they're
people.
passing that on to the consumer.
Yeah. Well, people in the music industry are getting tired
Well,
of
and I
not
can't
getting
blame them.
what's rightfully theirs. And,
Yeah.
it's like Taylor Swift taking her music off of Spotify.
Yeah.
Well, I totally understand that.
Yep.
She's,
Can't blame her.
You know, she's already known. She's a household name.
Yeah.
She's not trying to get her stuff out there. And so why should she put her stuff out there just to get half the pay she would get?
Yeah, for somebody up and coming, I can understand
Right.
trying to put it out there in every avenue that they can
Mhm.
find, so people can have access to it.
Right, absolutely.
But if
Now, me, I would put my stuff on Spotify and take whatever I could get at this point. But
can-
Taylor has a horse of a different color.
no, I can
so
understand.
It's a lot of
that,
different
yeah.
opinions concerning it.
Yeah.
So, why do
Well,
you think music's so important?
Well, I was talking to some friends of mine over coffee,
Mhm.
and of course, this is my second show.
Right.
So I'm still trying to learn, still trying to get acquainted, and I was told that I was supposed to put my best look forward or try to find my best side, and after a lot of conversation in reference to this, I don't have a good side. You're just what you see is what you got, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's this side or this side; they're both about the same. So.
Hey, we'll take what
I
we
don't.
can
I
get.
don't have a good side. All right, I just there. But we were talking about why music is such an important part of
Mhm.
our life, and I thinking back to the first thing I thought of was that movie Encounters of the Third.
Third kind.
Yeah, and they used music to contact the aliens from outer space. Because music is a not a very, it doesn't change. There's laws about music that you can't change. It's just like math. It doesn't change.
Right.
2 and 2 is always going to be 4,
Mhm.
regardless of what the new math says. 2 and 2 is going to be 4. Okay.
Yes.
But we got to talking about why it's such an important part of our lives, and I looked up and found that where Hans Christian Andersen. He said that where words fail,
Mhm.
music speaks.
And that is so true. I deal with a lot of people that deal with counseling, and music goes into a different part of the brain. And I was told by a counselor one time that they could give a person advice that would go to their logical part, okay, of the brain, but it would not be near as effective as if they sang it to them. Because just by putting it in musical form, that same information, it goes into the part of the brain that is emotional, and a lot of people need healing in
receptive.
in those parts. And just getting logical information is not going to work. But when they get it in music form, then it begins to heal.
Well, my spouse,
Mm-hmm.
she come up with the thought one time because she can remember all the little songs, nursery rhyme songs, and this type of thing, and children that learn the ABCs in the musical form remember them.
Yes, absolutely.
How important that is.
Music is in our very DNA, scientists are finding out. So it is very important. Like you said, it is a universal language. And we've got more to come, so stay with us here on Music Talk Now.
Looking for the absolute, no question asked steak and service? Well, it's the world famous Barn Door Steakhouse at 2140 Andrews Highway. We also cater for your special needs and the back 40 for your holiday season. And it's almost here, The Barn Door Steakhouse. All that's missing is you. 2140 Andrews Highway. Call us at 337-4142 for reservations.
Welcome back. Well, Gary and I are still talking about the importance of music.
And
you've got some excellent quotes that you found.
Oh,
Share
yeah.
those with us.
And how music affects us every day of our life. we could be traveling somewhere and hear a song, and it immediately reminds you of something that's happened in your past, whether it be like an old girlfriend or a new one. It really doesn't matter. It still reminds us of something that's happened to us. I can remember and recall back when I was much younger at my grandmother's house, and a song came on the radio, because back then we had radios, and I wanted to hear it, and we had just sat down to eat, and I told everybody in no uncertain terms to be quiet, and was told very effectively by my mom that I wasn't allowed to do that, and I didn't get a chance to hear the song. So, and I remember this, it stayed with me all these years. But looking back and checking things that people have said and how important music is in our lives.
Yeah.
Plato.
Okay, we're going back a ways
That's
here.
been back a long time ago. I was very young. Okay. But what a quote from Plato, that music is a moral law. Okay. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, a charm to sadness, and life to everything.
Wow.
Now that's a quote
deep.
from Plato. That's deep. Of course,
really is
Plato
good.
was one of these
Yes, philosophers. Absolutely.
philosopher, and of which I'm not. I'm not a philosopher. I just barely can speak the English language and fumble around with that, but that's all right.
We're talking about music and science, and you can change the megahertz on music, and we have certain frequencies that we hear and we don't hear, either low or high. But you go above those, and just amazing things can happen. And they're even finding out now that just changing the megahertz, different from our standard tuning system, is actually being able to cure cancer patients that have been, subjected to music at a different frequency. It actually goes in and can change your molecular structures. It's just amazing what music does.
Well, what's amazing to me is how amazing the body is, because the body can heal itself, and I believe this. I have a problem with evolution until you get up into certain parts of the country, and then you get to thinking might be true. But anyway, I really do. I have a problem with evolution because if that was true, we'd still be evolving.
Right.
And all we're doing is gaining more knowledge about how fantastic our body is.
It really is. It's amazing.
And the effect that music has on just about every part of our life.
Yeah. Well, like I said, even science is finding out now and admitting that our very DNA is musical. So of course it's going to affect us. We're going to respond to it.
And that's, of course, speaking about, of course, I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm a cancer survivor. And how important music has become to me in the group that I play with, in the church where I go. I miss it if I'm not there.
Yes.
And hopefully they miss me, but I'm not going to say for sure. But I miss being there, and
I'm sure they do.
And of course, you also how important music is to our children.
Oh, absolutely.
And the different types of music that affect their learning ability, their being able to achieve certain goals.
Right.
How when these people are, and you notice this when they're out there and they're exercising, and they're jogging or walking or something, they have the little earphones, and they're listening to some type of music.
Right.
That motivates them.
Right, exactly.
And keeps them going. So it's an important part.
Well, even kids. I think your wife is a teacher. Is that right?
Oh, my daughter is.
Your daughter is. Okay.
My wife taught me everything that I know.
But
got to give her credit.
But she was saying, and it's true. Even the kids learn their ABCs by singing them.
Yes.
And when my daughter was learning her times tables, they taught them
In
at
a
Odessa
musical
Christian
form,
School in
yeah.
musical form.
And they remember it.
They do. She still,
Yeah.
at
And,
times. And
but no, my wife did say, though, that if they could go back to teaching in a musical form, they remember it.
yes, they do.
I can go back, I hear a song on the radio, and immediately I remember the words to it, how it goes, or it breaks. And I'm talking about from a long time ago, you know.
We
It's-
always support the musical arts here at Music Talk Now. In fact, we have some local kids that are really doing well in the musical art program. You want to tell us about that?
Well, you want to talk about it when we come back?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a little bit. Welcome back. Okay. Before we went to a commercial break, we're talking about some of the local news. I'd like to bring you up to date on that. Over in Midland, the Midland Lee Rebel Band, they've been selected to march in the January 1st Rose Bowl Parade.
Oh, yay. Congratulations, Midland Band.
And I think
Rebel
that's
Band.
a great honor
Absolutely it is.
because not all high schools get an opportunity to do
No, they
this.
don't.
But if you would like to help them out with the cost, you can contact them through the Midland Lee Rebel Band. Probably you'll have to find the phone number, the Midland Independent School District.
Yes.
Look that up, and they can give you the numbers. I did not have access
That's
to
all
it.
right.
Okay. And here locally, here in Odessa, okay, at Odessa High School, which is your alumni,
Yes,
if I'm
it
not
is.
mistaken. We won't talk about how long ago that was.
No, we won't.
But they've had 5 band members been selected to go to Carnegie Hall
Oh, that's
in
wonderful.
New York City, okay?
Very prestigious.
They're very, very neat.
Yes.
They're going to be performing from February 19th to February 23rd next
And
year.
again, they could use your financial support to get there. So get in contact with them at Odessa High School.
Right, and that's it. The phone number is 456-2026.
Good deal.
That's 432-456-2026. Okay?
And also want to remind you guys before we close the show today, not to forget about our open mic on the air. That's going to be a show that will debut on December the 16th. So anybody that is a songwriter, you'd like to get your music exposed, and you're interested in being on that show, get in contact with us no matter where you are. We'll try to get you on if you can make it here. Contact Bruce at the WTMAassociation.org. Also, you can reach him at 432-238-5087. And don't forget about Songwriters for a Cause. The United Way supports different organizations, and we're writing 23 songs for the different organizations associated. But the cool thing is, in June,
they're going to select 6 songs to go to Nashville.
yes, and yours could be one of them. And so, be wonderful national exposure.
Oh yeah, that's national.
Yes, an all-expense-paid trip to Nashville. Have your song recorded, and just wait and see what might happen with that. So
if you really want to get involved in that, sit down at the table, turn everything off, get your thinking cap on, write a neat song, put some music to it, let us know about it, and
but you got to get in touch with Bruce Beaird, and he has all of that information again at WTMAassociation.org.
Right.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
Are you a songwriter? If you are, then we want to talk to you. On December 16th at 7 p.m., we will be taping a new show called Open Mic on the Air. The show will feature songwriters and their original music. You'll not only get to tell everyone about your song, but also perform it for them to hear. Space is limited, so call or email us to reserve a spot on our show. Call Bruce Beaird at 432-238-5087 or email us at WTMA@WTMAassociation.org.
We want to thank you for joining us today on Music Talk Now. And remember to be positive, be confident, and never forget that with God, all things are possible to those who believe.
Amen. And this is Gary signing off and remembering this. If you lack love, you lack life.
Until next week.
See you.